Hello, this is Edwin Dearborn, author of Power Branding Secrets and co-founder and CEO of Premier Lead Systems. Today's video is an overview that is of our Premier Lead Systems program that I am doing for those that are looking at becoming outside independent sales reps for our company. Yesterday I put out a call on social media if anybody was interested in earning extra income, anywhere between $500 and $1,000 selling our program, and I got a tremendous response actually. I had response from Israel, England, Florida, Denmark, Oregon, California, and a couple other places. So it was not only just all over the United States, literally all over the world. And the reason for that, I believe, is that we all know that Facebook is an incredible marketing opportunity, yet it also can become very complex and very daunting. And what we specialize at Premier Lead Systems at this very time is leveraging the ability to build sales funnels beginning with Facebook. So this video is an overview for you to understand how I've been selling it, and really the philosophy, the mission statement, and the purpose of Premier Lead Systems. So a little bit about my background. I've been in digital marketing since 2009. I've worked with hundreds of people. I have given hundreds of lectures to thousands of business people on the subject of marketing for, about 20 years. And in 2009, I really delved deep into digital marketing because I saw where the future was going. And I started educating myself and going to seminars, reading books, working with businesses to help them, looking up my words, reading more books, attending more workshops. And last year, I even concluded writing my own book and publishing it called Power Branding Secrets, where I teach small business people and entrepreneurs how to build a brand successfully on today's digital platform, primarily social media, blogging, video, email, etc. So a number of months ago, my partner and I in business said, the world is going Facebook. I was watching a lot of videos by Gary Vaynerchuk, which, I'm sure if you're in marketing, you know who he is. And all these people are saying Facebook, 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 Facebook because of the data that they have. So Premier Lead Systems was designed to help business people to target their audiences, whether it's a local audience or specific demographics across the world or across a region or a zone, so that they could actually generate sales leads, not just likes, not just more followers, not just more shares, but actual identities into a sales funnel that turn into paying customers. Because when all is said and done in marketing, ultimately the test of marketing is, does it bring a return on investment? Yes or no? And that's what small business people want. So we looked into extensively how to do that, and we now have a system, and it's proving to be very successful and very popular. So what are some important points for you to understand if you're going to sell this? And these are important points. Number one, and the most important point, is Facebook is where the audiences are today. In the United States of America, 70% of American adults are on Facebook every single day. I want you to get that. 70% every single day. And they're spending an average of 49 minutes a day. Even people who are 65 years and older, 52% of seniors are on Facebook every single day. So if you're a brand that wants to reach baby boomers and older millennials, they're on Facebook. They're on Facebook, they're on Facebook, they're on Facebook. Go to any airport, Starbucks, coffee shop, library, I don't care, any public place, and I guarantee you 90% of the people are staring at a laptop, mobile device, or an iPhone, and if you were to look over their shoulder, the majority of them would be on Facebook, then probably YouTube video, then email. If they're a younger crowd, maybe 25 and younger, they're probably on Instagram or Twitter. But for those who are selling high-end products like dental products, financial investment products, real estate, things like that. Facebook is where the audience is at. So that's datum number one. Now, my dad used to say fish where the fish are, and the fish are on Facebook. That's why I laughingly call Facebook Fishbook, because we're going to go fishing on Facebook. Point number two, if the brand wants to grow and they're truly ambitious to grow, there is no better cost-effective marketing action than Facebook. When you compare Facebook clicks to Google AdWords, postcards, or anything else like that, it is 10 cents, 20 cents on the dollar. So where Google AdWords could be $5, $10, $50 for a keyword, on Facebook we're seeing 65 cents, $1.50. The highest I've seen so far is $2.50. That's the highest, $2.50 for an actual click. And the great thing about Facebook as opposed to Google AdWords is Google AdWords targets keywords specifically, where you can use keywords within Facebook ads, but you're really targeting audiences, what they like, how old they are, where they live, what do they follow, what are they into, etc. So we can very define that information. So the first datum is that's where the audience is. Second datum is the brand ambitious to grow? Because if they're not ambitious to grow and they don't want to spend the money on advertising, it doesn't matter where the audience is. They're not interested in reaching them. So those are the two important things that I have to relate to people is, number one, really get across how pervasive and how powerful Facebook is at capturing the audience's attention. They own the audience. And when you own the audience, that's called a marketing opportunity. Now, if they're ambitious to grow, then I go over datum number 3. And here's datum number 3. There's very little competition on Facebook at this moment. Here I am in July of 2016. Currently, there are 40 million business pages on Facebook, but only 2 million of those pages are actually spending advertising. And that doesn't mean they're doing it well. That means they're just spending some type of money. So that means 5% of those Facebook pages are actually engaging in the proper or beginning to use the proper usage of Facebook, which is paid advertising. The idea that you're going to post stuff organically and have it found and generate a lot of leads, those days are over. You have to pay to play, and only 5% of the marketplace. And this is what I tell my doctors, my financial advisors, whoever I'm pitching this to. Call 20 of your competitors or contemporaries and ask them how they're mastering and dominating with Facebook advertising. The fact is very little are, which is an incredible opportunity for point number 2, the ambitious brand that wants to grow. This means that there's tons of audience there, but there's not a ton of competitors. This is a marketing opportunity. This is a business growth opportunity. This is a gold rush. This is like showing up in California in 1849 with a gold pan. You wanted to get there early to capture real estate, to capture the gold. This opportunity may only exist for a few years until everybody catches on. So right now is what Gary Vaynerchuk would say is the arbitrage. This is the chance to buy early when it's low, sell, and actually capture a lot of audience. Those 3 points, when covered, really is helping me to close people because that's where the audience is. Number 2, they're ambitious to grow. And 3, they see that there's not a lot of competition. Now, even the 5% that are spending money in advertising, guess what? 80% of them are not using it correctly. And that's where Premier Lead Systems comes in. And let me give you an overview. First of all, when we're advertising on Facebook, we're not putting an ad onto the side over here. We're putting the ad as organic content within the feed of a very targeted audience. Example, I have one client who knows that females of a certain age group who live in 19 specific zip codes are her top audience. We went through all of her invoices and we know that out of 150 zip codes of her county, the best buyers come out of 19 zip codes are women and are between the ages of something like 35 and 55. Well, guess what? We can have that sponsored content, that natural, organic looking post appear in the feed of women who live in those 19 zip codes who are of that age group. So that means when you get a response to your advertising, guess what? It is the exact type of person. And I can target, specific followers of fan pages. Let's say if I'm a music artist and let's say I have a band that's like U2. I can target all the U2 followers with my posts. And factually, the amount of data that Facebook has is pretty creepy. I mean, they know more about you than anybody else. And this is a great marketing opportunity because we can use all these different filters of age, location, what they like, what they don't like, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and target your ads to a very specific person. So our Premier Lead Systems is we establish a number of ads that goes after that specific audience. We split test those ads, meaning we'll try 4 or 5 different ads, different buttons, different wording, different photos. We see which one works best. We actually manage the campaign. Then from those ads, we send that person to a piece of content that is highly informative, yet also has a very strong call to action or a number of calls to action. So now the person's being drawn from the ad, and the Facebook average is that 1.5 or 1.2% of those people who see the ad will actually click on it. That means out of 1,000 impressions, about 15 people will click on the ad. That is national average in the United States. Good brands, bad brands, large brands, that's the national average that Facebook has promoted. We then drive them to the content, and now we're able to get that person to respond and as well as retarget them. So we put a code or a pixel in that blog post, and then we send about 4 or 5 more ads to that person, reminding them to come back to that brand over the next few days, as well as if they opt in, meaning they sign up for a free newsletter or a free coupon or whatever the brand is offering. We now have set a number of emails, about 10 to 12 emails, that will then follow up on that lead. So A, we're appearing to an exact audience in their feed. B, getting them to engage, to go to that piece of content with lots of calls to actions, call us, schedule an appointment, download our free ebook. And then because they've landed on that page, we can follow them through retargeting on Facebook over the next few days, remind them to come back to the brand. And if they opt into the email, we set a whole set of automated emails that will drip to them over the next 30 to 40 days. And when our email campaign is done, that brand can now import all those email addresses and continue to remarket to them. And guess what? This is how a brand can proactively build up their email database, which is probably one of the most valuable databases you can have as a brand, of people that are targeted that they want to reach. So if you're a local coffee shop and you want to reach, let's say, college students and homeowners within 2 miles, can you imagine grabbing, presenting your brand, your coffee shop, to just those people within 2 miles, and then those that click on your stuff, you keep following them, you keep reminding them about your offers, and for those that opt in your email, you can retarget them over and over, but absolutely that you're reaching the exact audience that you want. You're reaching them multiple times, and you're going to keep that identity that you can send them your monthly newsletter, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Without question, Facebook is the greatest marketing opportunity for any small business. We ourselves run ads for our business. We've had hundreds of people take advantage of our free course. That's one of the free things that we offer, and we've had hundreds and hundreds of people across the United States and across the world sign up with about a month and a few $100s. So I'm going to tell you right now, we know it's cost effective. We're seeing great results with our clients. We've got a tattoo shop in Las Vegas that's had 400 leads in a month. We have a doctor in Louisiana who's had 40 implant leads within a month. I mean, we're seeing tremendous results. So I wanted to first just kind of give you an overview of what Premier Lead Systems is. What Premier Lead Systems is a marketing company that's specific to generating leads. And a lead in this case is either someone calling or opting in and requesting information from the brand. A lead by definition is you have somebody that's giving you a way to communicate with them. They're opting in saying, yes, I want your information. Yes, I want your coupon. Yes, I want to be contacted. Or better yet, they also see the phone number and they call. And those emails that we send out also have calls to action. Call and schedule an appointment, call now, please visit us, like us on Yelp, like us on Facebook, etc. You get the idea. We are now building brand awareness and we are building a sales funnel that sends information. And one last point here while we send that information. There's a rule in marketing called the rule of 7. Most people have to see a brand at least 7 times before they begin to trust and like it. This is all built in to the Premier Lead Systems philosophy and program, meaning the Facebook ad is going to appear in their feed multiple times. They're going to see that ad. If they click on that ad, those retargeting ads, they're going to see those ads again for a number of days. And if they opt in, they're going to get 10 to 12 emails. So that rule of 7 of putting that brand in front of people over and over and over and over is what's going to differentiate that brand over the brand that is not advertising at all or ineffectively. But we know through stats that 95% are doing nothing on Facebook. And of the 5% that are doing something, 80% of those people are doing it very ineffectively. This gives Premier Lead Systems a competitive advantage to empower our brands to not only doing it, but doing it in a very powerful and a systematic way to put that brand heads and shoulders in brand awareness and lead generation above any competitor. That's the overview. I'll be doing more videos specifically of how I sell the Premier Lead System, how I enlighten people, how I get them to understand the sheer power of Facebook, and why having a system is more important than just having a website or having a SEO or one standalone product. Anyways, my name's Edwin Dearborn, co-founder, CEO of Premier Lead Systems. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it's given you a better understanding of what we're trying to do. And if you would like to help us sell this and help brands, your brands in your local area or your target audience expand, I'm telling you, we do a great job. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.